Welcome, Diecast fans. I'm Tom Spanners Watson.
And I'm Frankie here at Gibbs.
And welcome to the next season of the Canyon Outlaws.
After the total carnage of the last season, we put out a call for some new drivers. Let's take a closer look at who answered.
First up tonight, with a qualifying time of 14.608, we've got Bandit, driven by Rusty Rod.
To even qualify for this season, the drivers had to achieve a better than 15.5 second time. Someone that didn't have any problems with that was Mr. Dark, driving Diabolical. He posted a 13.762.
First timer at the Canyon is Dagger Rose, driving Dirty D, and that Plymouth posted a smoking 13.685.
Driving a Dodge Rampage called Full Monty, with a qualifying time of 15.376, we got Mike Esco.
One of the few remaining wannabes was Marcus Vigon in Impalinator 2, his qualifying time 14.325.
Coming to us all the way from Texas is Lone Star. He's driving an El Camino called Longhorn, and he had a qualifying time of 13.690.
Is that a huge tank of fuel or NOS in the back there? Next up, one of the Outlaw OGs is Glitch. He's driving the Mustang with a qualifying time of 13.848.
The second Mercury Cougar in tonight's competition is Mrs. Mouse with a qualifying time of 13.864, driven by Summer Pan, another Canyon rookie.
The Mercury Cougar definitely seems to be a popular choice so far. This one called the Goomba with a qualifying time of 13.680, driven by Dreddy.
This awesome 72 Ford Gran Torino Sport is called Toxic with a qualifying time of 15.309. The car's driven by Biohazard.
This classic Ford Thunderbird called Wildfire had a qualifying time of 14.896 and is driven by Mike Murphy.
Looks quick, even sitting still. And the final driver in tonight's racing is your mum with a qualifying time of 14.925, is driven by Big Mike.
That's enough introductions, let's get into some racing. So classic one and done, we got Full Monty on the inside, Mustang on the outside.
An OG versus a rookie, this should be fun.
Glitch getting the drop on Mike Esco there. A huge big lead as he goes into Bogan Alley. Drifts sideways a little bit there. Gets a massive spin on as he heads into Petrolhead Corner. I don't know what Glitch is doing there. Comes into Big Kahuna Corner, gets another big spin on, but he is going to take an easy win. But what happened to Full Monty?
Let's just go through the replay and see where it all went wrong. So you see Glitch out in front there with a massive lead, Full Monty coming in with a very bad angle into Bogan Alley. Both drivers seeming to get the spinny spins all the way down the track. Glitch here into Big Kahuna Corner, got a massive 360 on. I guess that was maybe a celebration move. And then Full Monty here backs in and just parks up in Big Kahuna Corner for some reason.
So first win on the board for Mustang. Glitch with a not overly impressive time of 18.094. He is now going up against Mr. Dark and Diabolical. He's definitely going to have to sort himself out here if he wants to compete.
Well, they look pretty tight so far.
Mr. Dark making a move around the outside, gets ahead of Glitch there. We know that Mr. Dark is quick both in the Mustang tournament and the previous car Thrasher. But look at this, a massive lead there and pulls out a 13.544 time.
This was just a beautiful drive by Mr. Dark here. What an overtake. Pushed Glitch wide into the wall and kept very clean and tidy lines all the way down to the finish line. And he even beat his qualifying time with a 13.544.
But more importantly, he has re-secured his spot on the list. We'll just have to wait and see what number he ends up at. Next to try their luck, it's Biohazard driving Toxic going up against Summer Pan driving Mrs. Mouse.
Nice to have a female driver.
Mrs. Mouse out to an early lead around the outside there, gets a little bit sideways. Toxic gets ahead, keeping a nice line through the second dog leg. Clean into Petrolhead Corner, runs down to Big Kahuna Corner, but here comes Mrs. Mouse. Mrs. Mouse with a move right at the finish. Oh my God.
What a phenomenal comeback there. She got her line wrong into Bogan Alley, and I thought that was it. I thought her race was all over, and I think Biohazard and Toxic thought the same thing, because otherwise he would have had his boot buried in Toxic there. And Summer Pan driving Mrs. Mouse got a whiff of a victory, so she gave it the beans, tore on down to the finish line, and I think she took it out.
What a fantastic run there from Summer Pan, and Mrs. Mouse
Defo,
takes out the win with a time of 16.210.
Those Cougars are looking dangerous on the track.
Straight into the next race, Summer Pan and Mrs. Mouse takes the inside lane up against Lone Star driving Longhorn. Looked like Longhorn's Longhorn may have got caught up on the side of the track there as Summer Pan jumps out to a monster lead. Looks like she might have got a bit cocky there. She spins around. She's slowing right down. That's going to give Lone Star a chance to catch up. In fact, here he comes. He is flying. Here comes Lone Star up the inside. And it's almost a repeat of the last race.
Wowzers, that was another close one.
Crazy close.
Look at that. That is too close to call. I think Mrs. Mouse took it, but you know what? We're going to run that again.
And why not? One of these drivers is going to go on the list, so I want a definitive win, not a noser.
Let's hope Longhorn can get himself sorted out this time.
Well, it looks like Summer Pan wants it more. She has put the hammer down. She feeds it some gentle and is flying ahead there. What a beautiful line through Big Kahuna Corner. Down for an easy win and a sub-14 time.
So she obviously did win the last race because that's how fate works.
Congratulations, Summer Pan, with that 13.836 time and that win. It means you're on the list. Now it's Bandit, driven by Rusty Rod, going up against Your Mum, driven by Big Mike. Big Mike gets the jump at the start, but it looks like Rusty Rod's going to get ahead of Your Mum.
Let's hope Your Mum doesn't come last.
Well, Big Mike's going to have to feed her some serious jantle if he's going to catch up. Bandit absolutely running away with this, slides through Big Kahuna Corner, and he is going to hold on to take the win, even though Your Mum put on a big boost of speed at the end there. She just couldn't catch him.
Bandit certainly took a much better line through Bogan Alley there than Big Mike. Not quite sure what he was doing there, but check out Bandit going into Big Kahuna Corner there. Just handbrake slid it in, and that was where Big Mike started to catch up. A little bit longer track, and I think Your Mum would have got ahead.
Congratulations, Rusty Rod, with a time of 14.608. Bandit moves through to the next round and is going to go up against Dirty D, driven by Dagger Rose.
So whoever wins this race is going to claim one of those 6 empty spots on the list.
It's going to come down to who wants it more. They're side by side. Bandit pushes his way past, and it looks like he's yanked the handbrake again as he goes sideways into Petrol Head Corner.
Rusty Rod loves yanking his handbrake, doesn't he?
Bandit with a massive lead there takes the win.
Wow, Bandit really slapped Dirty D there. What a huge lead. And it really all came down to this first corner. Look at Bandit. He was not backing down, pushed Dirty D into the sidewall, and he made the most of his advantage and ran away with it. But how about this handbrake slide? Look at that. That is just an epic slide.
It really looked like that was going to be a textbook drift all the way, but unfortunately straight up a fraction too early. Just touched the sidewall, but it doesn't matter. Congratulations, Bandit. You're on the list. And a race time of 15.228.
And here we have another OG versus a rookie.
That's right. Newcomer Mike Murphy, driving Wildfire, goes up against Marcus Firegon and Impalinator 2. And Murphy, looking to show off here, gets out to an early lead. Marcus tries to catch up. Looked like he might have even tapped the rear end of Wildfire there, but it only seemed to have spurred Mike on as he jumps out to a monster lead and takes a clean win.
And Marcus so far behind, he's practically in a different time zone. Crikey. But what a drive here from the newcomer, Mike Murphy. Under all sorts of pressure there from Marcus Firegon, kept it clean even though he got tapped in the rear end and took a great win.
And that shot there just demonstrating how far ahead he was. Marcus Firegon only just coming out of Big Kahuna Corner as Mike had already crossed the finish line.
Very nice work there, Wildfire, driven by Mike Murphy with a time of 14.994.
It's time for the final race, and Wildfire is going up against the third Mercury Cougar tonight.
I'm not sure he stands a chance against the Cougar.
Dreddy driving the Goomba jumps out to a massive lead. Looks like Wildfire's spun out, but Dreddy doesn't care. He is wanting that spot on the list. He is going to post a very quick time here. Look at that, a 13.261.
And there you've got Mike Murphy pulled up at Big Kahuna Corner. I guess maybe the Bogans were waving beer in the air and he just couldn't say no.
It did look like he pulled the handbrake there to pull up, but a big congratulations there to Dreddy with a time of 13.261. The Goomba is on the list.
Not only are those Mercury Cougars popular, but all 3 of them have moved on to the list. That's incredible.
It's funny that SS Chevelle of Bandit looks like the odd one out there, but he still deserves his place on the list.
So that's 4 of the 6 possible slots on the list taken. Who is going to take out next week and join him?
There is some absolutely fierce competition next week. We've got 2 OGs, a couple of rookies, and of course the 2 fastest qualifiers.
That's right, Nighthawk, the great Camaro there, posted a 13.088 time.
Now we just have to see if he can do it under pressure. All right, that's enough from us tonight. Thanks very much for watching. I'm Tom Spanners Watson. He's Frank the Guru Gibbs. We look forward to seeing you next time.